There's something very stunning and eye-catching about a photograph taken by a roofing contractor from the roof. The elevation, the scenery in the background, the close-up view of the roof itself. Increasingly, roofing contractors are posting these photos on social media, and it's paying off for their businesses. Hi there, welcome back to another episode of our podcast, Airing It Out with AirVent. My name is pscelsi. I host AirVent's Attic Ventilation Ask the Expert seminars offered every winter to residential roofing professionals all across North America since 1998. Every time I access either my personal social media accounts or the accounts I manage for AirVent, I see a flood of rooftop photos. And I always look at them because they grab my attention immediately. Bobby Binion, sales manager at Deluxe Roofing and Construction in North Richland Hills, Texas, is a frequent poster of these photos, and he's our guest today. Welcome to the podcast, Bobby.
Good morning, Paul. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here with you today. I'm excited to chat about some of these things, and it's an honor to be here.
Thank you, Bobby. Good morning to you, and we're pleased to have you as our guest. Bobby, I believe we first met because you share with me great found in the field pictures, which AirVent then uses on our social media platforms, and we use them as teaching moments for the industry at large. Photos such as yours, Bobby, often feature mistakes to avoid, tips for success, case studies. So let me begin by saying thank you so much for the great photos and the sharing.
You're very welcome. You know, I see these often. I get on a lot of different roofs and see, you know, as a company, we fix a lot of ventilation that is screwed up by other contractors. And a lot of people are blind to it and don't really notice it. Through attending your seminars for the last, I'd say at least 5 years in a row, I've been to your seminars every year. You know, I've learned quite a bit about attic ventilation and how to install it properly and how to correct these things. And so it's an honor to be able to share this info with clients. And I feel like, you know, it's helped me win a lot of deals when it comes to, you know, what other people are offering. So I'm grateful to share these photos with you. And like I said, I don't think I share all of them with you, but I do find quite a bit. I try to share the best ones with you that I find.
Thank you, Bobby, and thank you for your ongoing participation in the program, the seminar itself. Thank you very much. Bobby, you've teased this just a little bit. I want to go a little deeper with it. How has participating in social media in general benefited Deluxe Roofing and Construction as you see it, please? What are the benefits of social media for a roofing company?
You know, I honestly try to just post to keep people kind of educated on the whole scenario of how roofing goes. You know, there's a lot of contractors out there, but I try to show people, showcase things I'm doing, give them some insights into what insurance companies I think are good, what I think are bad, and all around just shoot straight with people. You know, I use it to showcase things I'm on and what I'm working on, what we're doing, how we're helping people, and how big of an, you know, we're helping the community out here. You know, everywhere we go, we're trying to help people and do things. And so social media to me has been a great marketing tool as far as growing my business. I try to show, you know, people my work and not overdo it, I guess, not show too much because I know that can get boring, but at least, you know, every couple of days show something that I'm working on. And it's helped me tremendously over the last few years just by showing, you know, a couple of pictures, maybe from the rooftop or maybe things that we're doing or mistakes we're correcting and or, you know, just all in general reviews that I'm getting. It's definitely helped over the last few years. So therefore, I use it as great marketing tool to grow my business.
That's awesome. Bobby, do posts trigger some exchange with you and either a current customer or a potential customer? Do they get involved and comment on the photos and that triggers a conversation?
Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. More or less, I try to put out my contact info and see if somebody's going to refer me to them. And usually the word of mouth, I get a text or a random phone call from somebody I've never met before. And that at the end of the day, that makes me very happy to be able to chat with somebody I've never met and then, let them know that I'm here to help. And so that's kind of where we're at with that.
I like that. I like, Bobby, that you mentioned the educational portion of your posts. So aside from trying to grow the business, which is a byproduct of the education, you're genuinely just trying to educate, and that's great.
Absolutely. Yeah. Most people don't really know, the claims process or, for that matter, what really is entailed with filing a claim or getting a new roof. And a lot of times I just try to educate people that if you got insurance on a property, and I can find a significant amount of damage to things other than the roof, we can build a story here. And I can get your insurance company to pay for all these things. Now, whether or not you want to do all these things is entirely up to you. But, the roof on your home or business is the most important part of your property. So you need to make sure it's in good shape. And that's why we pay for insurance, so that,
yes,
these things can be fixed. And believe it or not, a lot of people that I meet had no idea that their insurance company was going to pay for some of the things that they pay for. A lot of people seem to think, oh, he's a roofing contractor, he's just going to fix my roof. Well, I'm throwing in garage doors, gutters, windows, screens, new fences, you name it, patio covers, the grills, a lot of personal property
at large.
Yeah. And people are just, I didn't realize that all this was involved in it, and it really is. So then, when we do all that stuff, as a full service storm restoration contractors, we take care of all of the things on the claim. We like to, and if people don't want to do certain things, we'll give them that amount of money out of the claim. But for the most part, you pay your deductible. I'm gonna upgrade the entire exterior and possibly some of the interior on your home and get it taken care of for you. So that's I enjoy doing that. I sleep well at night knowing that I'm taking care of people.
Thank you. For our listeners, Bobby and I, we're both in North Texas, outside of the Dallas area. And just about a week ago, in Plano, where I live, we got a little dose of hail. And, so we're in a market where hailstorms are common, and that can do some damage, as we know. So that's good that you're taking care of that and you're addressing the insurance process. Also, for our listeners, we do have a portal on AirVent.com and a past episode of this podcast, actually, also on how to get insurance to pay for the ventilation, not just the damaged roof itself. So thanks for bringing that up, Bobby. Bobby, continuing on social media.
Yeah.
Are there particular, I already know about Facebook, and you can mention that again. Are there particular social media platforms you found especially useful for your business?
I honestly used to try to dabble with all the different platforms, if you will.
Yes.
And I've found that Facebook is probably the best one. I also do a lot of Instagram stuff, but Instagram I kind of keep for family and a mixture of other things that related to, non-working things. But for the most part, I primarily use Facebook just as a tool, because I know I've got a lot of friends and family on there, and people that I meet in the field or clients that I've helped. I try to add them on there. And that's another reason that I like to post a lot of things that I'm doing, and keep it 100% without offending people. Nowadays, people get offended by something. So I try not to do that kind of stuff anymore, and use it straight as a marketing tool. So I would say Facebook is probably the best thing, and one of the only things I use other than Instagram. I don't have a Twitter or a Snapchat or any of the other platforms that a lot of people use. TikTok. My wife's big on TikTok. She sends me those videos all the time.
My daughter's big on it.
Yeah, I can't keep up with everything. I'm old school, I was, So,
well, thank you, Bob. For the record, Bobby, when we ask seminar attendees after the seminar, what social media platform are you primarily using for your business? Facebook, for the past, it's been about 5 years we've been asking. Facebook comes in at number one. So it makes sense to use Facebook, at least use Facebook. So thanks for sharing that.
like I said, I like to use it as a marketing tool to
Right.
showcase my business and what I'm doing in the community and helping people out. And it's definitely helped over the last 5 years. I've seen a big change.
I could speak on behalf of AirVent and our usage of Facebook and social media in general. Found in the Field, for example. Again,
I love seeing those. Yeah.
Thank you. And we love doing them. And honestly, there is no Found in the Field if the field doesn't find them for us.
That's exactly right.
So thank you for that. And I can tell you that's become much easier to collect that kind of information because of social media.
Right.
And the camera on the phone, that helps too. Camera, yeah.
What did we do 20 years ago when nobody had a phone?
It wasn't too. So Bobby, I mentioned Found in the Field a couple times now as content that we feature regularly as teaching moments. And you've said, Bobby, that you also are using social media as an educational opportunity. Are there other ways that you're using your content, Bobby, on social media, business-wise?
Yeah, not necessarily. I like I said, it's a thing that I try to do at least maybe once a day. I try to post something motivational, inspirational, and then work related to kind of keep it in front of people and keep people seeing what I'm doing. Because I know there's algorithms and things on there to where not everybody that you're friends with can see what you're doing. You know,
right?
I occasionally will see things from people on there that I'm like, I didn't even realize we were friends on here still. You know, and so I think that the way they have this set up, not everyone that, you know, is your friend on there, I guess you can say. I don't do anything public, so you have to be my friend to see anything on there. Okay. But I feel like a lot of times the majority of people that you're friends with on there don't see what you're doing. So therefore, I try to do a lot in my stories and things like that with different projects and things that we're doing, just to keep it in front of people, you know. It's definitely helped.
Any tips, Bobby, for our listeners for taking good photos for social media, whether rooftop or not, besides, of course, being safe while you're on the roof?
Yeah.
Any general tips?
You know, I just like to, I take photos, and the ones you see are mostly with me in it, but I take a ton of photos of every property I'm at, whether it's residential or commercial. And we use company cam. I don't know if people are familiar with that. I know a lot of roofing contractors use that, but I've been very grateful to have that app and take a lot of photos. I just take a ton of photos to show my clients what I'm seeing, because the majority of people you meet aren't going to get up on the roof. They don't know what's going on up there. And so, you know, if I could just share anything with anybody, it's take a ton of photos. You can never take too many. Let people know what you're looking at, you know.
Great. Yes. At the risk of embarrassing you, Bobby, one of the many things that catches my eye when I see your photographs posted on social media is the long reach you have. Man, Bobby, it looks like you got a 5-foot long arm.
Yeah, I've got a big reach. You know, one thing, I didn't start getting those comments and things until I got this the iPhone that has the thing where you can expand your view to 180. You know, so it's just it's the camera on the phone that does that, but it does. I get a lot of people that say, "Man, your arms look super long," and I tell people I've got a 75-inch wingspan. You know, I'm 6'3", so my arms are pretty long. But when you add that camera into play, it does make it look like
I love it.
Inspector Gadget or something.
That's awesome. So, Bobby, do you mind repeating that? The feature is the 180 feature.
Yeah. So on a phone, I actually have I don't know if this is a 12 or a 13. But anyway, if you go onto your phone, you know, when you open your camera, you've got 1 times, you've got 2 times that zooms, or you can go to 0.5. And if you go to 0.5, it kind of gives you the wide angle lens. It's almost like a fisheye lens. And I use that a lot because when you're up close, the 1 and the 2 is good for like portraits or pictures of yourself. But the 0.5 kind of opens it up and lets you see.
I like that. 0.5.
So
Thank you, Bobby.
I use that a lot. Absolutely, Paul.
And thanks for being a good sport about teasing you about your long reach.
I hear it every week, so it doesn't bother me one bit. I don't get offended by things, and I'm not scared of anything, so it doesn't bother me one bit.
Thank you, Bobby. I really appreciate it. Bobby, as we wrap up this episode of our podcast, is there anything you'd like to add for our listeners about taking photos, using social media for your business, or honestly, anything at all, Bobby, you'd like to share?
I think we've kind of covered everything. I don't really have a whole lot of, I guess, other insight that I'd like to share other than things we've already talked about. But if anything, if you're using social media to grow your business, I would just put your work out there for people to see. Don't be embarrassed or shy when it comes to sharing, what you're doing and who you're helping. From small projects to big projects. I'll post anything. Repairs. I don't sleep on repairs. I do a lot of repairs actually for free, believe it or not.
Really?
A lot of contractors, have a minimum charge that they do regarding minor little repairs, but I do a lot of those repairs as a courtesy and a service to clients, and it's helped me also grow my business by, if I'm securing some flashing or sealing something up, I keep all these things in my truck, and honestly, people are blown away when I tell them, you don't owe me anything, but I want your future business. Well, then they start talking about, this guy helped me out. He didn't charge me anything. And a lot of people will ask me, what would you have charged or what do people charge? And I know, for the most part, a ballpark price in my head for these little minor repairs, what people are charging. And I don't feel good trying to rip people off. I've got the stuff with me, so I want to help them out. So sealing up some nail heads or some fasteners or caulking up a chimney or things like that. I rarely charge people for things like that.
That's awesome, Bobby.
Yeah, if it's a major repair or something that I don't feel comfortable doing, then obviously I get, one of my crew members out there or foreman out to take care of things that are, above what I want to handle, especially on steep projects. I'm too old to get up on super steep things nowadays. I'll get up there and look at things, but I don't want to be doing any work on those. So, when it comes to stuff like that, I'll give you a fair and honest price to get things like that done. But I do a lot of repairs for free, and I feel great doing that. It's a simple gesture. It's a something that I've done quite a bit over the last few years. And as for Deluxe Roofing and Construction, it helps me, let people know that we're helping people out. We're not going to charge you. I do a ton of when I do roof inspections for residential homes and commercial, but more residential than commercial. As a courtesy, when I'm inspecting your roof, especially if your home or property is for sale or if you're looking to purchase a property, I go ahead and handle this stuff on the spot. And I shoot straight with people and say, you needed to seal this up or you need to do that. I went ahead and took care of it for you. Here's the before pictures. Here's the after pictures. And that has that's grown my business quite a bit as well. So I enjoy doing that, and I take pride in doing that. It helps me sleep good at night, doing the right things.
Well played, Bobby. I love all of that. That's great.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
That's a great tip, too, for our listeners. Thank you so much.
Yeah, don't sleep on repairs. It may be a year or 2 or 3 or maybe 5 years down the road before you hear from that client again, but they're definitely, they got you in the back of their mind, and they're going to reach out to you when they need something. And like I said, I get calls from people often that I have no idea who they are, and I have to circle back to looking up an address or kind of seeing, looking on my company came to see if, when was I at this house? Oh, it was 2 years ago I was over there, oh, I do remember you. And yes, I'll gladly help you. But like I said, don't sleep on repairs. Those will pay the bills down the road, and you're growing your business by helping people out. So if there's anything that I can just leave here on the table, it's, if you got the stuff, take care of people. Don't charge them to do something that doesn't cost you anything to do.
Thank you, Bobby, so much. Really appreciate your time today, Bobby, being our guest.
All right, it's an honor to be here, Paul.
But I feel the same way. It's an honor to have you as our guest. And I want to say on behalf of AirVent, the roofing industry, homeowners, thank you, Bobby. And please keep sending me your awesome photos.
You got them coming, buddy.
Thank you, Bobby.
Absolutely, Paul.
Social media can be a powerful tool for your business. Taking eye-catching photos of your work, of your tips you'd like to share, is one way to get the most out of social media. Well, that wraps up this episode. Please leave a review on YouTube or whatever platform you use to listen to this episode. Be sure to let us know if there's a topic you'd like us to cover in future episodes. Maybe you'd like to be a guest one day like Bobby was a guest. Or maybe you know someone who would make a great guest. Drop us a note on the podcast page of our website, airvent.com. You can also reach out to us on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. And please come back for more Airing It Out with AirVent. I'm Paul Pscelsi. Thanks for listening.